The Croods 2 came out a few months ago, and I've barely ever talked about Dreamworks on this channel, so I thought today I'd give you my top 10 favorite Dreamworks animated movies, even though Croods 2 isn't even on that list. Welcome back to another new video, everyone. I'm Micah. Share your favorite Dreamworks films in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And before we get into this is just my opinion, and just know, Dreamworks is not my favorite, and Shrek 2 is not even going to be on the list. But anyway, let's get into my top 10. Megamind is a pretty good film with some really odd character designs, but good ideas sprinkled throughout. A lot like Shrek, Megamind takes the genre, in this case the superhero genre, and twists it up to make fun of it. This film finds so many ways to subvert expectations, and it has fun messing with the things that we've come to expect from superhero movies. I don't think this is a great movie. There are some really annoying characters, and the animation is just weird at times, but it's entertaining, and since I'm not the biggest fan of Dreamworks, this still gets a place in the top 10. The Hidden World is definitely a step down from the first two How to Train Your Dragon movies, but still a very good conclusion to the best Dreamworks franchise. Honestly, it's just kind of an empty movie with really nothing to dissect other than the ending. I didn't enjoy the new Light Fury dragon, and I didn't care about the Hidden World. The side characters were annoying beyond belief, and once again, the only thing I can really talk about is the ending, so let's talk about that. It serves as a great conclusion to the trilogy and the character arcs, and it'll please fans of the franchise, and that's good enough for me. Shrek is a movie that I've never loved like other people do. It's a fine movie that makes fun of Disney in some really funny ways, and I appreciate how it sort of makes a joke out of the entire genre, but it's just not my favorite. I find a lot of the characters to be annoying, especially Donkey, but yeah, that's the point of his character. I don't find Shrek particularly enjoyable or funny, and I'm not the person who's going to choose to watch it, ever, but it's a very influential film, and it showed everyone that animated movies don't have to be magical musicals like Disney has always done. Shrek Forever After is my favorite of the franchise, which I know is a very unpopular opinion. I just found it to be a lot more interesting than the first two, and it reminded me of the ending of It's a Wonderful Life, a phenomenal classic Christmas movie, but it Shrekifies it. It's the concept of traveling to a universe where the main character doesn't exist that hooked me, and this is easily one of the most thoughtful Dreamworks films, has a very effective ending, along with a great villain. This is just the Shrek movie that clicked for me. I haven't seen Shrek the Third, and I never want to, but I really enjoyed Shrek 4. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is a very good sequel that doesn't quite reach the original. I appreciate how it goes a little darker and has a more risky story than the first. Taking the risk of killing off Stoic was pretty surprising, but it was very important to make this film that much better. There are definitely some plot issues, but this is one of the best Dreamworks films for sure. The villain Bloodfist is really intriguing, and the character growth for everyone is really good. Some elements were borrowed from the original How to Train Your Dragon, but this is a movie that people should see. Kung Fu Panda might be one of the funniest Dreamworks movies, mostly due to Jack Black, who is great as Po. I really enjoy the comedy in this movie because it has a really dumb concept of a panda doing kung fu, but it uses that to make the movie funny, and it carries a unique style throughout the whole film. The way this franchise went later was honestly terrible. Kung Fu Panda 3 is very bad in my opinion, but this first movie did a lot of things well. Beyond all the fun aspects, there are some nice little character arcs to appreciate. I do find Kung Fu Panda just a little forgettable though. Now we're getting into the movies that I really like. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Well, if that's only the first epic movie, then I, for one, can't wait for the second. This was actually a surprisingly entertaining movie, and it stayed so loyal to the books. It's pretty incredible. I did used to read the books quite a bit, and I really enjoyed them, and this film truly has all the great creativity and humor that those books had. It all translated so well somehow, and I'm still surprised how enjoyable this film turned out. Writing this script almost made me want to go back and watch it again. Just watch it. It's really fun. How to Train Your Dragon is by far the best Dreamworks franchise in my opinion, seeing how all three of them made this top 10 list. Each one gets a little weaker than the last, but wow, How to Train Your Dragon is really good. It has some of the greatest themes in any Dreamworks film. For example, the expectations of society, and doing what you know is right, even when no one else supports you. Hiccup and Toothless are really great characters, and their dynamic is always fun. This is a very enjoyable kids movie, but what puts it so high is definitely the themes. And at the center, it's about this community that learns from a weaker and less respected person, and I really like that. This is not a joke. I adore B-Movie. It is one of the funniest movies I have ever seen, and I can't even tell if that's because it's bad or because it's good. I think it's a little mix of both, because it actually has good comedy, but it also has some awful ideas that I can laugh at. The voice acting is hilarious. Just listen to the legend of a character, Ken.
How do you like the smell of flames? You know what? I don't even like honey. I don't eat it. Oh, that bee is living my life. When will this nightmare end?
Yes, B-Movie has horrendous ideas, like having a romance between a bee and a human. And I acknowledge that it's a bad movie, but this is a film that I could rewatch because it is endlessly entertaining, and I will probably always get a laugh out of it. The Prince of Egypt is easily one of the deepest and most thoughtful animated movies of all time. There's no question that this is the best of Dreamworks. I'm so glad I finally get to talk about it because it's an extraordinary film, telling the story of Exodus flawlessly. I am a Christian, so it might hit me more than it might for some of you, but I think it'd be a great film for anyone to watch. The way it develops the friendship and rivalry of Moses and Ramses is amazing, and that is the heart of the movie. Beyond that, there's some great animation that mixes 2D and 3D together, and there's even some great music. The Ten Commandments is a really good classic movie, but I definitely prefer The Prince of Egypt, because even though it's an animated movie that appeals to kids, it goes even further into emotion and depth in my opinion. So that's my favorite Dreamworks movie. So thanks for watching. That was my top 10 Dreamworks movies. If you want to see me talk about more animated films, check that playlist right up there. You can see more of my videos right up there, and subscribe down there. Thanks for watching. This is Movie Micah signing off, and I'll see you next time.